idea that, I'm thinking that the U.S. just has problems like this. So when you see this coming out of France, I'm like, interesting, because you just don't expect these cases to be like this, but it happens every place. How weird is that to happen and to have these cases come up with all kinds of kids and parents like this?
Well, pedophiles is all over the world. So I don't have any opinion about pedophile in America, pedophile in France. I'm not naive.
Yeah, and it's really strange to see, because the film hits you in a most powerful way. And at the same time, you're like, it makes you really look at people in a different way.
I think it makes you feel about your relationship also with your kids, more than be suspicious with the neighbors. But I don't have any opinion about a country, you know. I think it's general.
What was most challenging for you regarding this?
My challenge was to do not fall in the track, like traps. Like, I didn't want to be so heavy with my subject, to not larmoyant. Comment on dit larmoyant?
Teary-eyed.
Teary-eyed, yeah. I wanted to put lots of humor in the movie, because that's the reality. Those cops are really funny, and they are trying all day long to stay in shape, to stay funny, because that's the only way that they can stay straight. I mean.
I liked the dancing scene when they needed to go out and just let go.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Can you talk about that?
You thought it was great?
I thought it was great.
Great, yeah, thank you. That's, yeah.
Talk about that scene, getting on the dance floor and just everybody just letting go, because they needed that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen this scene in the reality. I invented it because I felt that each day, at the end of the day, they wanted to have a drink, smoke cigarette, alcohol. They wanted to change idea, having fun. So I figured out to write a night scene, which for me it's really cinematographic, you know.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
What shocked me, and not to give anything away, was the ending. I was like, where did that come from?
It came from a true story about a woman, but she was not a cop. She was working for a child protection in association, and she decided to jump onto the window during a meeting, and she didn't dead. No. But I translate this case into the police protection, because I felt those policemen were so near to the edge every day. They had to build, they had to get a really stable life, even in the family, even emotionally. They have to be so strong that I felt that sometimes those cops, which they're not married or when they don't have any kids, they are so unstable, so fragile.
What do you hope the audience gets out of seeing this movie? What do you hope they take away from it?
Every emotion part, I don't know.
Well, it is emotional.
Yeah. I like when people say, I cried, I love so much, I ask questions to myself, I watch my kid differently. I like when a movie is not only monolithic, you know?
Monolithic.
Monolithic. I like when you go out of the movie and you're asking questions to yourself.
What was most important when you were casting for certain roles? Is there one character that you particularly like?
Well, I wrote the script for the main part, like Joy Star, you know, the one who plays Fred, the cop. I wanted him to be so close to what he is in real life. So il est très écorché. He's, comment on dit écorché?
He's wounded, no,
Huh?
or he's raw.
He's raw and really fragile, and I wanted to put that into the movie.
And you did.
Yeah.
It transferred. Yeah, you did, because it was so close to his heart, and that's something he was very over emotional.
Yeah.
But he took his job seriously. How do you think he dealt with all this stuff when he went home? Really, because it's hard. It's hard for him to close the door and go back because he carries it on his heart, on his sleeve.
Quand il rentrait chez lui, comment est-ce qu'il dealait avec tout?
En vrai?
For real or in the movie?
In the movie.
In the movie. Avec sa fille.
Well, you know, this character, I invented it, so he doesn't exist really.
Could have fooled me. You did.
Yeah.
But no, but I have seen policemen here like that, where
Yeah.
they really wanna go out of their way to make sure that none of this stuff happens like that. So they do everything. They just are so emotional, so passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
So and they don't have a way of just putting it aside because it's so close to them. So the character that you created is just like people that I know here like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
What would get the audience to come out and see this movie? What would you say for them to come out and see this movie?
That maybe it could sound like a dramatic movie. It could sound like, oh, no, I don't want to see that. It's about kids, child abuse, violent. But I think at the end of the movie, that's not the thing that you keep in mind. I think the movie is funny and so far away from the darkness subject.
You have a project coming up next?
No.
You will.
I hope so. I hope I'm going to fall in love again with the subject.
Thank